Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to another episode of Rise, Reclaim, and Renew. Hi, I'm your host, Joni Elizabeth. Today's topic is one I've thought about for quite a while, deep in thought, and really been kind of watching this for the last many years, but really since about 2020. And it's called division. And to me, I find this very, very sad to see. When we think about, not we, if you think about when you have unity with people, it's so amazing. We saw this example not too long ago when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. And how amazing is that? People from all walks of life, all beliefs, religions, not religions, uh, agnostic, whatever, it doesn't matter, different cultures, and they came together. I don't even know the count of the people that not only were at the game. I have Theo here helping apparently, that were not only at the Super Bowl and cheering on and just enjoying, but the parade, my goodness, in Seattle, Washington, where there had been um, a lot of things going on in Seattle over the last few years that has not been pleasant to see. But here are thousands upon thousands of people of all different walks of life, and they are united. This is what I want you to hear. And I am just coming from a perspective in my field. And again, my videos are not meant to be therapeutic or replace counseling or um, a doctor or anything like that. But psychologically, if you think about this, look at where division has started, and it has taken off like wildfire. And I say, and I've worked with many, many, many amazing different cultures over the years. And I'm also grateful for each precious person that I've worked with and continue to work with. But to say, I see you, I want to see who you are at the core of you, and we can agree to disagree. I don't have to fight for how I believe. I can walk in love and light with you. I can appreciate who you are as a person. And yes, don't get me wrong, there are some people I've learned the hard way that aren't genuinely kind, people, or they have um, just toxicity in them, but not to put anyone down. Just say, as a whole, globally, I've seen this over and over again. Just saw it the other day when I went to this uh, huge room full of people. Again, all different walks of life, all different belief systems, um, cultures, everything. And a lady asked if she could sit next to me in the aisle that I was in. I'm like, absolutely. And she's like, you're okay with that? And I said, totally. I'm like, look at, and without even thinking, introduced myself to her, but I said, I find it so amazing. Look at all these amazing people from all different walks of life. And we are here for learning, growing, just amazing things, right? And nobody's arguing their point or they have to be right or you're wrong or whatever. I like how when I was in high school and I was super shy, some of you know that from listening to my videos, some of you that know me and knew me from back then will say, oh yeah, I remember. But they had this class. I don't know how I ended up signing up for it, but it was called the debate club. Yeah, me shy going, oh, I'm gonna try to use my voice and debate a point. However, it was so wonderful because in that class we were taught how we could agree to disagree, how we could have our point and the other person could have their point. We didn't have to fight or be ugly or mean, can play in each other's sandbox. Yeah, not everybody's going to be your tribe or your favorite person. That's okay. But we are all made so unique, so different, and so amazing. Every color crayon is not the same, but they can all color. I like how Mel Robbins said something. Somebody sent it to me today, and it was like, why does everybody want to be the same or look the same or act the same or have a diamond? There's many jewels. We are all jewels. We are all amazing. And you think about in our Pledge of Allegiance, united they stand, one nation under God, indivisible, with justice and liberty for all. For all. That's what we're supposed to be standing for, and that's what we did stand for. Now, mainstream media, I just saw this, somebody sent me this, and you can check it out. I don't have all the facts, but it was an interview on the Today Show with Julia Roberts. And oh my goodness, I'm so proud of her. She was able to call out the distortions that were being brought up, the trying to have like a smear campaign, twists and turns, but she was aware of that and she stood her ground. And that's what needs to happen, not fighting against people, but to say, let's not cause more division. We can walk with one another. We can learn from one another. I have learned and still do and will from all different ages of people, anywhere from my, young grandson all the way to elderly people and in between. And oh my goodness, I received pearls, golden jewels of wisdom. Even when I worked with different populations of people, some people were like, well, what does a little blonde woman know? Because their culture, whatever. I'm like, I want to learn about you and I want to seek to understand you. And I'm here to help you, but not make you a clone of who I am, but for what their values are and their culture and who they are as a person and give them what I like to say to people, unconditional positive regard and often corrective emotional experiences. So I want to encourage you today, and I've helped many people with this, like, yeah, it's harder to find credible news nowadays, but to learn how to think more um, with your own mind, not with AI. AI has some great tools in there and it's amazing and helpful. And there's some things that I've even had some people that do pretty phenomenal things in secure, top computer stuff. And they said, yeah, there's things to watch out for, right? I saw a commercial when I went to the movie the other day was actually showing, the difference between a real human being and AI. So something to pay attention to, but I don't want to get off track with that. I just want to say that don't let your heart be divided. I want to encourage you to not formulate your opinion because of something you heard from somebody or you saw from the media. I saw firsthand 20 plus years ago a real life story that I knew what happened and watched how media turned it into something very ugly and terrible. And it was far from the truth. But people, I didn't know back then that, I used to believe what the media says. When I saw that, I stopped watching the news and really seek to have more clarity and say, what is bringing people together? And if we bring people together, united we stand, think of how much better of things that we can create instead of, well, you believe different, you look different, um, I'm seeing attacks on um, so many, it's like, it's just crazy making. Don't let your heart be divided. Stand your ground on who you are, celebrate who you are, and be able to come together with other people, not just cause harm, but to say, let's lift one another up. Let's have more clarity. Let's be kind. Let's celebrate. And I've said this for years, 20 years, of how precious people are, and to say, look, we all have our own unique fingerprints. We have our things that we like. I known for being the sparkle girl and, my pink and um things that pink things that I really like. That's not for everybody, and I'm okay with that. I'm not here to please people, recovered people pleaser. I'm here to help give insights, encouragement, education pieces, uplifting things that are on my heart to share. So today, I want to encourage you to think about who you've been listening to, where are you getting that information, and if you're somebody that you're like, oh, I'm, mad at that person, or I'm shutting them out of my life because they believe different, ask yourself why. Why is that? Do we want to teach our children that they can get along? I sure do. And have healthy boundaries too. That's really important. I hope today's episode was helpful for you. It was really deeply nudged and on my heart to share this with you. Until next time, and always much love, Joni Elizabeth.